Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Frontier Indica podcast. If you spent any serious amount of time following the narrative wars in the Indian political space, specifically within the Indian right wing, you must have often heard the phrase Hindu unity or some derivative statement like Hindus must put aside their differences or all Hindus are equal or something akin to that. The problem with statements like these is that this idea of oneness they speak of is firstly just imaginary and secondly not even desirable in all circumstances necessarily. Let me explain to you what I mean by these two assertions. The first assertion stems from the existing caste differences in Hindu society and also increasingly of class differences. Jatis are, for better or for worse, the basic organizing unit of Hindu society, and very often they have opposing interests compared to other Hindu jatis in that local area. They also tend to have socio-economic differences and even innate biological differences. To elaborate on the latter, some jatis are taller than other jatis in their area, some have a higher average IQ, some are fairer skinned, some are more athletic than others, etc. etc. And this is where my second assertion comes into play. By forcing the narrative of sameness upon them, are we not quashing unique individual identities of each jati and even their unique individual traditions? And quite importantly, are we not asking for the impossible, for equality between biologically different people groups? Don't get me wrong, as a general rule, it is perfectly reasonable to ask for equal treatment of different Hindu groups by the state. But many interpretations of the Hindu unity slogan take it far beyond this, asking for state sponsored inter-caste mixing and inter-caste marriages, forcibly ensuring equality of outcome through caste based quotas and subsidies, and the denouncement of anyone who wants to preserve their own jati identity. But this type of radical social justice warrior thinking, which carries sway in the modern day Hindutva mainstream, will not only fail to create peace and brotherliness among Hindus, but it will only hinder the cultural and material progress of our people. Savarna Hindus, in particular, often end up being the victims of such false and counterproductive ideas of Hindu unity. When your tax money is being looted and you're treated like a third class citizen by the state, and you are asked to give up your own identity and traditions for the sake of some phantom idea of Hindu unity, only a deranged idiot in that situation would readily go along with it. Now, of course, this is not to say that we don't have to figure out a way to reconcile the needs and interests of all Hindu groups, and we need to present a common front to the enemies of our people and our civilization. But it must be done so in a way that we do not compromise on the individual autonomy and identity of different jatis, because that will only lead to eventual defeat. We don't want millions of Savarna Hindus to feel suffocated and emigrate to foreign lands. But neither do we want millions of lower caste Hindus to live in poverty in perpetuity on the fringes of polite society. We must find a more rational, long term, and positive sum approach to create the appropriate kind of Hindu unity. Unfortunately, I do not see the mainstream Hindutva movement doing that today. So we need better community leaders, better thinkers, and dare I say, better political representatives.